but I keep getting questions about recruitment challenges and recruitment challenges and recruitment challenges. There's one coming. We're going to let you all know about that here soon. All right. We would like to welcome everybody to the inaugural 5G podcast. I am Gator. Over here on this side is Revo, as you can see him right there. Names are above up there. We're not going to give too much information, too big of an introduction as far as like who we are, because most people know us are going to be watching this, and those that don't, there are plenty of information if you look through some of the other videos that will explain all of that. So we're going to get straight into the content. We are starting with FNCS, the thing everybody wants to know about. We are mainly based out of Fortnite, so FNCS is big for us. We'll pass over to Revo as he mainly handles the FNCS and Fortnite side and get his opinion on how our kids did and where they placed.
Yeah, man, our kids, the Fortnite kids, man, they did really well. We had 27 people qual for heats alone. Each heat had a number of our members in them, but the most quals we had were from heat 2 and heat 3, I believe. Overall, we had 9 people qual for finals. We got Raul, we got Nate, we got Caden, Slim, Beck, Notch, Dex, Caboose, and Mango. So congrats on those 9 who made the finals. We are filming this beforehand. I think this video should be out before FNCS. If not, then you guys will see our, what we think and who we think is going to excel in this grand finals of trios. So you get a little bit, we're going to talk, predictions, what we expect from our players, and overall how, I think, and then how Gator thinks it's going to pan out. So with our 9 players, I'm a big Caden fan, obviously I love all my players. They're all very, very good. That's the reason why they're on 5G. But Caden's my boy, and homeboy, he's going to get first place, you know what I'm saying? But, no, they all have a solid chance to win it. I think all of our players are very underrated, for sure. I don't know why I got the pleasure of picking them up, but I'm very glad that I did. And Gator as well. Is glad, I'm sure. But predictions for me, I honestly do think at least one of our members is going to be, in that top 3 spot. And then obviously you have your Epic Wells, your Arkhams, and then, Wavy Jacob and Favs and all them. They're very consistent, so you have to put them in the picture, of course. But I honestly think there's a solid chance that 5G's top 3 at least, and then top 10, 100%. I do not see not having one in top 10, but top 3, I honestly think we have a shot at it. And whoever does, congrats to them, and they deserve it more than anything. Everyone on 5G is a grinder, man. I had to bleep that out, but. Is a grinder, and Gator, what are your predictions?
I think that we could feasibly see at least 4 teams with a 5G member on it in the top 10.
Yeah, I agree.
Easily. I mean, that's easy enough said than done. I think that a lot of our players are a little underrated and are overlooked a lot in the community, but I believe that they will come and show with this new format, which I'm a very big fan of the new format. I think we're going to show up pretty good. I'm not going to say anybody in particular. I mean, we all know Caden is a GOAT. We know Mangoes and Kaboo are really good. I mean, Notch and Dex. I mean, we don't have any bad players. We're 5G.
No, yeah, we have no bad players.
Every player on our roster has a chance to win FNCS. That's why they're there. If we didn't think they could win FNCS, we wouldn't have signed them. I mean, we had a team that had a manager, 2 managers on it, along with one of our creative guys, and they were in heats.
Yep.
Nobody else can say that.
Yeah, we have managers placing, we have content creators placing, we have all types of members on 5G, man. 5G, especially in Fortnite, that's our bread and butter, man. We are ranked 6th in NA right now, on FN Gamepedia. So, it shows for something, right? But yeah, so that's our FNCS predictions. I will be watching, Gator will be watching, and we're just hoping for the best, man.
And who knows, if y'all watch the Twitter, there may be a watch party at some point in time there on the 5G channel.
Yep. I mean, you never know. You might do it. For the boys, homie. But yeah. So moving forward, obviously with Fortnite, you know where we're at. We try to pick up the best, recruit the best, and obviously underrated talent. We have a lot of underrated talent. So moving forward, we're gonna talk about our future. After FNCS, what our plans are, and basically what our goals are going forward. Um, so I'll go ahead and start that off by saying thank you all again for the support and the follows and all that. Our Twitter is banging. We got almost 5,500 followers on Twitter alone. We're almost hitting that 1,000 mark on YouTube. We're at 1,500 followers on Instagram. Our TikTok's at 1,000 is almost at 1,000 followers as well. These are all small numbers, but they're milestones that I never personally thought I would reach with an organization, but obviously with 5G being the way it is, and the way we do work hard for 5G, so it's definitely not earned. We do grind this out. Is it? But we still we're thankful for everything, man. We really are. I truly am thankful for everyone, for all your follows, everything. And with all that support, helps us, get motivated to continue. So I'll let Gator go ahead and take over on our first, call of action of what we're going to do next. Go ahead, Gator.
First of all, I'd like to go ahead and point out, I'm not going to give y'all a date right now. That's coming later on. But I keep getting questions about recruitment challenges and recruitment challenges and recruitment challenges. There's one coming. We're going to let you all know about that here soon. But in the phase of recruiting, I'd like to go ahead and get into the next game that we are going to be looking for players to bring into. Now, there are going to be a couple of games here we're going to talk about. But first and foremost, we're going to talk about Valorant. We have a team being built right now. We had a team previously that, because of in real life reasons, had to break up. But we have a few of those members left, and they're bringing some other people in for a Valorant team. We are also going to be recruiting a second Valorant team. That way our teams have people to scrim against if they can't get into scrims or they have an off day and are on at the right time, so that they can keep growing as a whole. We believe strongly in Valorant, and I think it's going to be one of the next games to pop off. More and more former pros from CSGO. I know a lot of folks are like, well, they're just washed out CSGO pros. Well, let's be honest. Even a washed out CSGO pro is still better than the average CSGO player. And when you got big names coming to a game like Valorant, I think it's going to give a boost to it. And with that being said, again, we will be going through a recruitment phase as well as a tryout for Valorant players. It's not going to be, we're just coming to you to talk to you to get you to come. We are looking for teams that can be copacetic, that can work together, and that can learn together. This is not honestly like Fortnite, to where you get a player here, a player there, and put them together and hope they go. That's not how that works here. This is a team-based game. The team has to work together. We are looking for an entire team under our banner, not a few players. Now, with that being said, I'll go and pass on over to Revo if he wants to talk a little more about Valorant or go into any of the other games that we're looking for next.
Yeah, I mean, just like Gator says, Valorant is one of those games. It's a team game. You can't just pick up whoever. You got to pick up a team that has chemistry, preferably already has chemistry, because it's easier to pick up a full team in Valorant because the Valorant's been out for a while already, right? So if you get a team that's been practicing, been scrimming, been competing together already, the chem is already there. They know their weaknesses. They know their strengths. So it's just easier for Valorant to have an actual team. Like Gator touched on, Fortnite is a very singular game. You can interlink whoever and make a good team with the correct coaching and scrims and all that. But with Valorant, it's one of those games where it's a team-based game. So you got to pick the correct ones. And obviously, if you guys know anyone, or if you are looking to join 5G, I mean, solo players, it's hard just to pick up a solo player. Yes, we can consider it, but if we're going to consider it, you got to have someone in mind that you want to play with, and stuff like that. Because we can't just throw a bunch of people in one team and try to make them work. It just doesn't work that way. For some teams it does, but for us, we don't believe it will work that way. It's going to be a lot harder than anything. So with Valorant, yes, we are looking for 2 teams, like you said. We have 1 team already in the works, and obviously we're working on getting another team to help. They can practice against each other and all that. And then other games. Another game that we want to start recruiting in is Apex. Apex is a game that it had a lot of hype in the beginning. It is slowly dying a little, not dying, but going down in hype with all these other games coming out. But it still has a very good platform, is ran correctly, and has a very good league for it. So we are very interested in not only just Apex competitive players, but Apex streamers. And then touching back on Valorant 2, streaming for Valorant, all games across all platforms, streamers, content creators, we want you guys. Put in your resumes, put in all that. Content for us is king. That's what we want is content. That's kind of what we base our brand off of. Is obviously competitive, but content. We want to be competitive in content and have them intermingle and be the best that we can with that. We don't want to be just a competitive org or just a content-based org, because competition for me is very, very important. For Gator too, competition is one of the backbones of 5G, because me and him both competed. I competed in competitive Call of Duty and Fortnite. Gator competed in numerous games as well, Call of Duty.
Quake, baby. Old
Quake.
school.
Yeah, so we're both competitors at heart, man. So competition is always going to be in our blood, always going to be part of our org. But also we do know that content is where most success is. So any game across all platforms, all games, if you're content or streamer, we're interested. We'll touch bases. I don't want to get too far into it in this topic, but we'll touch bases on how to reach out correctly and how to reach out in the future with some other elements that we're going to be adding soon. But okay, going back to Apex. Apex, yeah, we want at least 2 competitive teams. That way, same thing, scrim against each other or play with each other, interlink, with teammates and stuff like that. For teams, for actual Apex, we want people legit. We want competitors, and we don't want no quitters. I've been seeing a lot, not specifically in Apex, but in Fortnite, we've been seeing a lot of people, just giving up, quitting mid-tourney. If you're gonna quit mid-tourney, we don't want you at 5G. I'll be straight up. That's not what we want. We don't want quitters here. We're here to grind, and so we want people who are gonna take this serious. Does Apex have an age limit, Gator?
I believe it was 16 last I looked at it.
But in general, and this is coming from me and Gator, in general, from here on out, we kind of want to recruit. We're always open to anybody, but recruiting for competitive, any game, 16 and older. Because typically all games to compete in the US, you need to be 16 or above, even time 18 or above. So just, for competitive alone, that's what we're looking for. Go ahead.
And I'm going to touch on that real quick. For games that will require in-person appearances for LAN event type things, 16 is viable. But I'm still looking at people who don't need parental consent to actually go to these events.
Yeah.
Because that point is going to be coming up here in the future. For now, it's 16 and up, like everybody said, across the board. Mm-hmm. But do keep in mind that when LAN start opening up, things like that, it may.
Yeah. So our goal is obviously this whole COVID pandemic stuff. It's hit a lot of people hard, but our goal is when LANs do start up, we do want to be at LANs. We want a 5G jersey on your bag. We want to be repping in a major way. Just alone in DreamHack, we were with a different org at the time, but even alone at DreamHack alone, that was a life-changing experience for, I think, everyone that went. Unfortunately, Gator didn't go that time, but he's going to be going to the next one 100%. But just for me alone and the people who are part of 5G that went back then, it's unmatchable, bro. If you take gaming seriously and you're serious about it, LANs are where it's at. Back in the day, I went to MLG events all the time. Nothing compares to what it is now. It's just so, it's exploded, man. What gaming's become is crazy, dude. It's a lot more kids, a lot more people involved, a lot more parents supporting. That's what I love to see is the parent support. Because personally, I didn't have my parents' support, so when I see parents supporting their kids doing this and living their dreams, man, it means a lot, man. It's growing. It's growing. Esports is definitely growing. But yeah, so Apex, we'll look for two teams of 3. It's a trio game. And then also Call of Duty. Call of Duty competitive. It's it's kind of rough because of the leagues that they have now. Eventually, yeah, I'm Call of Duty in my blood.
All
So
the way.
eventually, yeah, we do want to get in at least the amateur league of Call of Duty. Obviously, that is our goal, but we got to work our way there. We got to chip at it day by day. For Call of Duty, we're always looking at, like, again, streamers, content creators, pub stompers, ranked players, whatever it be. Even if a team, we can recruit a team for MLG tournaments and stuff like that.
Maybe even Challenger League.
Challenger League, exactly. It's just something that we like. Again, Call of Duty is a team game. I know, like, you guys see the big teams in franchise. They just pick players, but you got to remember all the big pros. They've always played together. All of them. They've been in and out of cycles for 10+ years already, playing with each other. So it's a little different. For starting a new team, you kind of need a team with chem. Because again, franchise is a lot different than creating a little amateur team. It really is.
Yep.
And then lastly, Halo, and I'll let Gator. This is more of his area.
Yeah. I'm gonna touch one more thing I'm gonna go tell y'all now for Apex. If you're trying to be recruited as a competitive player for Apex and you can't get in Masters, I'm sorry, don't. Now, if you want to come on board as a free agent and work your way there to have people to play with, I'm all for supporting that. Coming to me saying I want to compete in ALGS and you can't get to Masters, that's not going to work. I understand that you don't need Masters to be able to go to ALGS, but every one of those players are much higher than Masters. And the ones that aren't, if you watch last ALGS, showed.
Mm-hmm.
If we're putting a team in ALGS, we want it to be competitive. That means, we're looking for certain competitive ranks, certain amount of time to be able to put into it, and things of this nature.
Yeah, so if you can't compete in the game and you want to be picked up by an org and compete, you need to be able to compete in the actual game and achieve the goals that you need to in game. Go ahead, Gator.
With that being said, if you like to come on because you want to bring a team on and you want to get better and you need help getting there, hey, come to us. Mm-hmm. We might have a spot for you. I'm all for being open to young talent that gets overlooked, that maybe hadn't had a shot. Maybe there's a few things that they can tweak to get to where they need to be. I'm good with that. I'm all for helping everybody. But just keep in mind, if you're a low gold,
yeah,
I don't know if we can help you. But that being said, we'll talk to everybody. Now, on to a little bit of Halo. Halo is a beast in and of itself. There's currently not a whole lot of competitive of anything for Halo because Halo is basically done for until Halo Infinite. But when Halo Infinite comes out, we would like to have a squad, and that is why we're opening up the recruiting for it now. For anyone who would like to put their hat in that ring, there will be a tryout process. There will be a recruitment process that we can go a lot deeper into at a later time. We're just letting everybody know right now that if you think you have what it takes to be in that scene, then now's the time to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, if there are other games out there, Rocket League, we can't do League of Legends, but Smite, I'd like to have a team for, Rocket League, like I said, hell, even PUBG.
All games are on the table.
Yes.
All games. Rainbow Six, all of them. All of them are on the table. You come at us the proper way, we'll definitely look into it. All games are on the table.
Both competitive and content creation.
Exactly.
Now, that being touched on, as far as like content creation, well, we're getting that into in a minute. Yeah, we're getting into that in a minute. But I guess now it's time to go into what I know the majority of you are watching this video for. The recruitment challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I alluded to it earlier. There will be another RC coming up this year. Not that far in the future, but it is a little ways off for the official RC. And there's going to be a new format for it this time around. So we can kind of streamline things a little bit better. because everything that we're doing right now, we're in a growing process. It's all new to everybody. We're trying to get it right each time for it to be better. And with that being said, our next recruitment challenge, I'm going to go and toss the Revo over there and let him go into when he's looking at it, and then we'll get into that now.
Yeah. So again, like Gator said, we are growing, we are learning, and I touched on it. If you don't know, on my Twitter, our last RC didn't go as well as we wanted to, but we are going to learn from it, and the next one is definitely going to be 10 times better, 10 times more organized. And we're going to strive to make sure it's ran very well and very professional. But yeah, it's going to be later in the year. We were thinking probably summertime. Kids don't really have school. They have more time to grind, more time to overall put their effort into it. It most likely is only going to be, like a 5-person pickup, 5G, 5 people picked up. It's probably going to be similar to like the Phase 5s, the TNA, Top 100, stuff like that. I know me and Gator were juggling, maybe picking up 10 or 5 a week. Or not picking up, but, promoting 5 a week. And each month have a certain amount, something like that. Obviously, there'll be more information on it when we get to that. But yeah, we are going to have an official RC coming in the future, summertime. So be prepared for that. But the RC is always going, right? We're always recruiting, always looking at talent. So don't get discouraged. You don't really have to wait till then. We're always looking at potential people, man. As long as you reach out the correct way, which I'll actually touch on right now. When reaching out to me and Gator, I mean, you can reach out to Manners a different way, but when reaching out to me and Gator, we have our plates full. I'm not going to lie. We're day in, day out, we're working this out. I mean, I have my own day job. Gator has his own, his job and his kids and his family. With that and running this org, it's a little overwhelming, but, we're doing it because this is what we want to do. This is overall what we want to make a career and all that. So with that being said, when DMing us on Twitter, via Twitter, via Discord, via anything, email, whatever it may be, if you put yo, right, and just put yo, you're not going to get a response. I'm going to be flat out straight with you. Your best chance to get a response from us is saying, hey, Revo, hey, Gator. I'm reaching out because I want to, be a content creator. I want to be a manager. I want to be this. I want to do that. Put your resume there. Don't wait for us to ask for your resume. Just put everything you want us to see in the message. And when we get to it and we see it, don't get discouraged if it takes a week or even a month. I get, 10 to 15 DMs a day, even more than that sometimes. Gator does too. I read most of them. I'm not gonna lie. I do read most of them. I don't get back to all of them most of the time because it's yo or how many likes to join 5G. That's not what we do here. Obviously, we do. How do I say it? Interact with the community in some type of trendy way. So sometimes, yeah, I did do the how many likes, whatever it was, but that person, believe it or not, was already considered to be on 5G. So that's why we did do that. So don't get discouraged if I don't, do that for you. But, just be straight up. Put your resume there. What goals you want to do for 5G, what you want to do for 5G and what you're bringing to the table. Just put all that in there. And then go ahead and get her.
Also, when you're sending us your resume, don't type run-on sentences. Make sure you spell check a little bit. I mean, I understand this is about a video game, but we are still an actual business. So we need a little bit of professionalism. Make sure you put a little time into it. Put some effort there. Let us know, like if you're coming for comp player, let us know placements. Let us know what you've done. Let us know what you think you can do. Let us know your social numbers. All these things matter. Your social numbers, followers, that's okay. Me personally, I don't really care about followers. I'm an analytic guy. I want to see the raw numbers because if you come at me for a content creator and you say, well, I have 2,000 followers on Twitter and I have 10,000 followers on Twitch, I'm going to look you up and see how well you're actually getting, because if you've got 20,000 followers on Twitch and you're averaging 10 viewers,
exactly,
something's going there. I'm an analytic guy. I want to see this whole business I've said it 100 times. It's basically advertising. Players and content creators are billboards. And I'm going to go ahead and let you out on this little secret that's not even a secret. A billboard in Boise, Idaho costs a whole of a lot less than a billboard in New York City. Because of the amount of people that get to see it. And that's the same thing that we're looking at here. With that being said, whenever you do send us your resume and you let us know what you can do for us, what you think you can do for us, let us know what you would like from us. Show us that you know what your worth is. Because that's a big thing. Now, don't be mad if what you think your worth is and what we think your worth is isn't gonna mesh. Because sometimes it's just not the right fit. And I mean, that's the same way it is with any org or any other team that you see anybody else joining. Sometimes the fit just isn't there, and we understand this. But we can tell you what we can offer and what we can do for you. And I mean, like here to Revo.
Yeah, one thing I did want to touch is that this is a business. 5G is a legitimate business, a legitimate organization. We have all the proper paperwork to legitimatize our organization, and we take everything very seriously. We don't want to get mistaken for these, quote unquote kid-run orgs. I do say that a lot, but we're not just going to throw money at you because you have 1,000 Twitter followers. It's not what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to look, like he said, at your analytics, what exactly you do bring to the table. It may be a streamer, content creator, or a competitive player. So if you're coming for a competitive player, competitive, especially in Fortnite, that's our bread and butter. So if you're coming at me with 1,000 earnings from, World Cup, most likely, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people that, are going to compete and, excel in this time of Fortnite, not back a year ago. We don't get repped back a year ago. We get repped right now. So if you're good at the game now, you have earnings or, are obviously consistent this time, like this last season or the season before that, then obviously we are interested. But yeah, I just want to make sure everyone knows and, reiterate the fact that we are legitimate in business. We have all, we're not, I hate to say it, but we're not this Google Doc contract org. We don't, your parents, if you're under the age of 18, your parents have to, condone, they have to sign, everything is 100% ran legit here. All of our players can vouch for that. This is something we want to take to the next level and obviously make our career. So we're not taking it as a joke. And when people down talk our org, I take it personally. I know Gator takes it personally, but in his own way. And when people compare us to orgs like, obviously I'm not going to name drop, but orgs that are overall just not legit and using mommy daddy money to pay for their friends that's not what we are. We're a legitimate business. And we take offense to a couple, what people say, obviously. So I just want to reiterate that again. We are a legitimate business, and we're taking this very seriously.
On that note, also keep in mind if you see a post on Twitter and you take offense to it, then I'm sorry. That's probably because you see some of yourself in that post. Me personally, exactly. If I have an issue with any single player, I'm gonna go to that player. If I say something that's on my mind as a generalization, that's a generalization. I'm not speaking about any particular player. And that's just the way that goes. The same here as when we're talking here. We're not really speaking about any particular org or any other team that's out there. We're stating in general because we've seen some come and some go that just did things shady.
Yeah, they did things shady. And the reason I get upset with some orgs that did close down or whatever is because we're a small org, right? And those small orgs that don't do it legit, they cut corners, they scam their players, or they overall just don't treat it like an actual business. It makes the smaller orgs like us look bad. And to get, a good, say we want to pick someone up, they're like someone that has a lot of exposure, they're iffy because, they want to try to grind for 100 Thieves or energy or something like that. They don't want to join a smaller org because smaller orgs, obviously won't benefit them as much, but the legitimacy of a smaller org is skeptical with a lot of people, which it should be. But we want to make sure that we're not compared to all these other, knowledge and orgs that are kind of ruining the rep. But it is what it is. I hope everyone that's been in those type of wars learned from it. I've definitely learned from it what to do, what not to do. It's always a learning experience with everything. Everything's a learning experience. So I think that covers.
Yeah, I mean, and with that said, I mean, everybody here knows, everybody that's watching this right here at this point in time, when we first release it, already knows that we have a pretty good footing in West. We're Fortnite West. That's what we primarily are right now. However, keep in mind, we have started moving more into the Latin American community.
Mm-hmm.
We love our Latin American family as much as we do our straight West family. And we are looking to start moving east.
Yes, sir.
Right near my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm from, East Coast. So we're looking at getting East players in here and starting to recruit some of those. And we're going to do that the same way we did West.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with those talents that we think have been overlooked. So
Yes.
That's the primary focus here too. If you have that talent and you are on East, let us know.
Exactly.
And
one thing I want to say about East, okay, it's inflated. It really is. Just the general pricing in East is very inflated compared to West. But we're looking for, obviously when going into East, we are stepping into another realm of Fortnite. East and West, even though it's the same game, are very two different communities. East is something I've always wanted to move in. It's just haven't had, the urge to do it because of the people that I do reach out to and I try to recruit. A lot of ego is involved in East. It's sad to say, but like I said, East is very inflated. But if you're watching this podcast and you're an East player and you're on the come up and like I said, are doing decent these last seasons, we are interested in you. If we don't reach out to you directly, reach out to us. We're considering a lot of players, and that's not just with East. East is something we do want to go in because we are primarily NA organization, meaning North America. But we don't shy away from realms like Brazil, OCE, all of them.
EU.
Middle East, EU. Again, EU's a little inflated as well. But just Fortnite, in my opinion, in general, is inflated a lot to what I believe a person's worth is. But this is the game that we are playing, and this is the game that we're in right now. So I have to somewhat how do you say negotiate my way in. So we are interested. If you do like 5G, you like where we're going, we are interested in all the regions. So please reach out if you are looking for an organization to represent in Fortnite. But yeah, so Fortnite, yeah, we're always recruiting in Fortnite. Fortnite's obviously our bread and butter, our backbone to the organization. But like we previously covered, we do want to move on to other games. Our goal is to be a multi-platform organization. I think I think that covers East on that one.
Yeah.
But I think another one thing I do want to cover is we've been covering here and there, but content creation and streaming.
Major.
That is something that we take very seriously. We want the correct people representing our brand, not only streaming, but content creation. So if you don't know the difference between streaming and content creation, basically a streamer is a streamer, right? They primarily just do streaming. They have a schedule, first of all. They have a schedule. They stick to that schedule. Have a good community. I mean, we don't really care too much about the numbers. Just know coming in, if your numbers aren't that high, don't expect too much, on the financial side. We are a growing org, and we're willing to help people grow their brand. We are very, very intimate on growing people's brands, right? That is our goal is growth for everybody, not only for the org, but for the content creator, player, streamer, whoever it may be. But for streamers, streaming, streaming on Twitch, have a schedule, have goals in mind for that. For content creation, I believe it's streaming and uploading on all socials and YouTube. Content creation is a bigger atmosphere, and it's an overall basic content creation, I guess, is your brand. And if you just stream, then you're considered a streamer in my eyes. A streamer isn't a content creator, and a content creator isn't someone who just uploads highlights of their Fortnite videos every other week. A content creator is someone who gets in depth with their community, post, at least once a week, streams multiple times if you're able to, and is active on all their socials. For content creator, I think Gator has a bigger idea of what wants to be explained. So
that's what I'm going to go ahead and tell you. If you come to us and you are just a streamer, and you think that all you have to do is stream for a couple hours a day, a couple days a week, it's not going to work. For me, I will look at just streamers, but I need to see streamers that are putting in that effort. They're trying to network outside of streaming. They're trying to build their brand themselves. Because we may not offer the highest when it comes to like a salary, but the things that we do offer, like GFX, VFX, we have a fantastic GFX and VFX team. They're among some of the best that I've seen do anything. And when we recruit people, they have access to these people on our dime. So you have to keep in mind what's coming in, what's going out too. And anyone that comes to me as just a streamer and says, I think I want to represent 5G as a streamer, I'm going to urge you, even if we pick you up, I'm going to urge you to go into content creation as a whole. Because as River said, content creation is more than just sitting there and streaming. You're streaming, stream highlights, putting up how-to videos, walkthroughs, things of this nature, all kind of content. Content itself is king, and it's going to help you out, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help you grow as much as we are, that we want to grow, because we understand that if you, as a member of 5G, grows, then 5G itself is going to grow. Mm-hmm. And that's how we approach this. And as far as like content creation side, keep in mind, all personalities can be wanted. We've seen a bunch of them come through. I mean, the Nick Mercs of the world, Dr. Disrespects of the world. I mean, as long as you're entertaining, you have a chance to be there. But when you come to us, make sure you come to us with proper analytics. If you're not getting 200-300 viewers, okay. Maybe you get 3 to 10 viewers. Okay. What we're looking for are people who are willing to work together to grow each other's brands while in the process helping us to grow our brand. And that's where our conversation comes in. So, I mean, that being said, that's basically all I have to say about content creation. We want them all. We love content. If you think you have what it takes to be a content creator for us, come let us know.
Okay, so I think that kind of covers that. So moving forward, we do have like a little Q&A portion that we're going to answer a few questions, and then I think me and Gator will kind of just talk for a little bit about life stuff, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. But Gator, you can go ahead.
All right, we're going to start off here with a question from 5G Hux himself. What are the main things that 5G looks for in new recruits? Go ahead and tell them what you look for when you're looking at a Fortnite recruit for competitive.
So for competitive, like I've kind of been saying, is you got to be good this season, not a year ago. You got to be, you got to have a good mindset. You got to have the correct skills to compete, obviously. And overall, just be a grinder, man. Don't give up. I've seen a lot of people quit on their teammates. I don't personally agree with it, but it is what it is. But yeah, so for me, just be good at the game, obviously, and have a grinder mentality, and be open for suggestions, and overall just try to grow. What do you look for in a content creator?
I'm going to answer this in a couple of ways. One, I'll answer it in, like, if I have a hand in a game, even for a comp player, we'll say like Valorant, Apex, thing like that. While I think the skill level in those games are highly sought after and it's needed, I also think that anyone can learn that skill. So dedication and motivation. I can't deal with quitters. If you're a quitter, don't come to me.
Exactly.
It's the same with content creation. I want people who are entertaining. If I go to your stream, I don't care if you have 0 viewers or if you have 100,000 viewers. If you're sitting there focused on your game and you're not entertaining, I can't do anything for you. If you're sitting there with 0 viewers and you're the most entertaining person I've seen, I will do everything I can to help you grow. And that's the kind of people that I'm looking for. Those that are there to entertain, to understand that content creation is entertaining. It's entertainment. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll go on to, and that question there did come to us from 5G Hux himself. That's at Hux, HUXXFN on Twitter. Next up, we will be a question from Andrew. That's at AXDREWBTW on Twitter. And he wants to know who is the oldest and who is the youngest in 5G.
Well, I know the youngest.
I know the
It's
oldest.
I believe Cal is the youngest person we have on 5G. He is 13 years old. And to be honest, he's a grinder, man. And then the oldest, it is your very own Gator.
Now, if we're looking at other people, I would say it's you or Verse.
Me and Verse are the same age.
That's what I'm saying, Bubba. Which one's got more months?
I'm not sure. Probably him because I'm born in November. So.
Yeah, you're looking at, other than me, you're looking at like the oldest age being early 20s.
Yeah, I'm 23. Verse is also 23. And then you got Gator.
Yeah, I'm 34 backwards.
Yeah, but Fortnite is one of those games that has very younger talent, so that's why all of our members are very kind of on the young age. I know Caden and Nate are also very young. I believe they're 14 and 15. But our youngest is Cal. Our oldest is Gator.
Now, that was from Andrew at AXDrewBTW on Twitter. Next, we're going to have a little question here from hashtag 5GJC. That's at JACEYFN. And JC would like to know, when is the next official 5G recruitment challenge?
So we kind of covered that.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of covered that. So again, it's going to be, this year sometime in summertime, most likely. And we kind of went over that. So if you forgot, just rewind the video a little bit.
Stay tuned to the Twitter. Make sure you keep up on all socials. That's where it's going to be. Check the Discord out. I mean, the RC channel is always open for anybody to place anything in. Recruitment is always happening. 24/7, 365. And that was from JC. Appreciate the question. Next up, it's going to be from DAP. That's at DXPPUR. Bracket. And he would like to know, he or she, I am sorry for assuming, DAP would like to know, what is the best way to get noticed by 5G gaming?
To be honest, just grind. Obviously, if you want to be noticed by us, you got to put, hashtag 5G or whatever it is, tag us. It is what it is. And then, just grind and have a straightforward attitude and just brand yourself correctly, and we'll notice you, man.
Hashtags are the way. At 5G on the rise. Hashtag 5G on the rise, baby. All day long.
Yes, sir.
We may even be releasing here soon. I'm going to let a little cat out of the bag here that I ain't talked to everybody about yet. We may be releasing a few more hashtags here soon that we would like people to use to get seen for certain content. Keep up the good work there, Dap. Next, our lovable and sometimes hated Blizzard at BLZRD on Twitter. What is 5G most focused on for the next few months? Again, we went over that up above, back a little ways.
Short answer, growth. Plain and simple.
Content.
Growth and content. But growth. That's the main goal, is to grow and provide you guys with, good content.
Next up is going to be from 5G Sky, and that's VKYE for everybody that doesn't know. If you don't know him, Picked up from the last RC, baby. Check him out. All of his socials can be found somewhere on the 5G's channel. Again, with this video, everyone who question we answer will have their socials listed below, -1, and we all know why that is. That person knows, so we won't get into that. But Sky would like to know, how did 5G come up with the name 5G? Was it by the 5G network? And now, this is something that I'm going to go ahead and tell you. We're going to be 100% honest and transparent right now on how we came up with 5G. I'm going to let you all know. 5G initially started with just a joke. It was a joke because we were called cancerous. We were told that we were cancer. We would kill anybody. Hell, let's be 5G. That's what we chose to be. And in comedy, there is always some form of honesty. So we figured, why not stick with it? It sounded pretty good. We have a full basis around it. If you go to our website at 5ggaming. What is it? Net?
.net.
Yep. It's on our Twitter. It's linked right there. But there's a whole list of what the 5Gs mean to us. Because we get to thinking about it, and there were 5 things that we really enjoyed about 5G. From our growth through our game-changing players. I mean, everything. We're grateful for everybody. We want to show gratitude. All of this. These are all tenets that we believe in wholeheartedly. And they meshed with the 5G name. It was a joke. So it stuck. And for me, that's where 5G came from. Not from Five Guys, not from Five Gods, which all of our fighting game people like to know the Five Gods. Come on now. If you don't know the Five Gods, are you really a fighting game fanatic? I don't think so. I'm not a fighting game fanatic. I know them. But yeah, I mean, that's where that came from. And that question there also kind of went into the question we got later from 5G Graham, which I think his ad is at Graham, GRAHAMFN. How did 5G start? 5G was a long time coming.
Yeah, so how did 5G start? So me and Gator were on a previous org, which we don't gotta go too far into detail. We were in a previous org that he was actually a part owner of, and I was just a manager in. And then, obviously something went wrong with ownership. A lot of people didn't agree, yada, yada, yada. I actually did make it to it longer on it, somewhere on my page if you want to read the full details of it. Of my side, only my side. Obviously, there's always 2 sides of the story, 3 sides. There's all a bunch of sides of stories. Anyways, long story short, me and Gator were on an org. We were unhappy. So I left, and then Gator short after left as well. And then we came together, started this organization with one other person, which is still part of the organization but doesn't play as big of a role anymore. Due to just private stuff, business related. But there's 3 owners. We started this, off a limb. To be honest with you, this is what I've always wanted to do: is be part of an organization, run an organization, and overall make gaming my career. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if some of you know this. I have a full-blown career already. I'm an electrical foreman. I make very, very good money. For a 23-year-old, I started working when I was 16 on the field. So I've been doing it for a while already. I like my trade. Don't get me wrong. But, sometimes living the dream is more important. And this is my dream, and this is what I want to do. So basically why we did start it is because this is what we really want to do, is run a successful org and make gaming a living. I'll let Gator touch on it too, because I know he has his own.
I'm just going to say, I mean, things I've not talked about before, the other owner of the other organization I have zero ill will toward, we didn't make good partners. I still would consider him a friend. I mean, he may not consider me a friend, but that is what that is. There was internal issues there. It went bad. We reformed a few weeks later after the fact and into something that we thought would be more sustainable. And that's how we started, and that's where we've come from, and we've grown since then. Which leads us into the other person's question. How is 5G the best team in NA West? I mean,
we're dedicated. We put in the work.
Steady recruitment. We look for the players.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, um, this is going back to the question. I don't have I don't have ill will to the other owner. It is what it is. Past us, but it led me to meet Gator, and it led me to start this whole thing. So I am grateful for that experience. Regardless, it taught me a lot of things. So with 5G, and its success, it's earned, man, because I believe we took the right steps in creating this thing. Obviously, recruiting is a very, very big thing. We recruited the correct players. We got lucky with a couple popping off that, you know, it was expected, but not as soon as they did. And we started with that a very big thing that shifted our success was that West Open tournament that was hosted by them, funded the prize pool funded by us. I think that's a big thing because it wasn't just for us; it was for the community, and 5G is for the community. Um, we're very thankful, even though West has not a bad rep, but a lot of people clan West. West is a very good community, has a lot of support, and we're always willing to give back to the community. We're working with West Open. We're working with High IQ, to give back to you guys. Obviously, we're gonna start hosting our own things. May it be Zone Wars tournaments, anything. We'll try to host it for you guys. And big thing is that I think why we have so success is because we're very involved with the community. The community builds or breaks you. Um, if you have a good relationship and you surround yourself with the correct people, anything can be successful. And if you have a working attitude, you're not lazy, you don't lie, you're straightforward with your players, straightforward with your community. Don't hide anything. I have nothing to hide. All my players are very, very, I'm very straightforward with them on our goals and what we're going to do and how I'm going to take care of them and our plans. Me and Gator talk on a daily basis. Sometimes it does get a little bit here and there. We don't talk for a week, if so, what it is, but that's life. And even me and Gator have our disagreements, but we know how to compromise and how to make it work. Some people that they're just they just thick-skulled and they don't want anyone else to ruin their picture. And I think that was a big thing of what happened with the other org is that the person that was in charge just didn't want us to help him. He wanted to be the man, right? Here, 5G's all 5G success. Is it me doing it, Gator doing it, our managers doing it? It's 5G success. It's not my success. It's not Gator's success. It's not our manager's success. It's 5G success. All of us, or whatever, it's all combined. Our mistakes. I've even made the mistake of blaming stuff on myself. But it's not just my fault. It's the org's fault. Anything that goes wrong is the org's fault as a whole. It's a brand. Success of the org and the downfall of the org is on 5G. It's not on anybody else. I don't know if Gator wants to touch more on that.
I mean, there was a tenet in the other org that I stand true to, always have, because I believed in it. We stand together, we die together. This is a whole. I believe the other owner that I used to work with, I think he'll do great things in the esports world if he does it for the right reason and decides he wants to. I believe he has a future there. I mean, again, I'll help him however way I can if he ever comes and needs anything. But that being said, I want to touch on the question here. Just the question itself. How is 5G the best team in NA West? One, we're not a team. We're an org. We have a Fortnite team amongst us, but we're an org. For one. Number two, any other org owner in West, from TRNL, Expert, I'm going to call any of them. You know what I'm saying? Any other team, Extra, any of them. Every one of those owners will sit here and tell you straight to your face, they're the best in the West. Mm-hmm. If they don't belong to be there. That's how that goes. Mm-hmm. Do I think that 5G is the best in the West? You're right. On paper, we're top 10. I'm okay with that. I believe our players are undervalued, and I believe we will show it, just like every other org owner out there believes as well. Mm-hmm. And
if you don't believe in your brand, yeah. If you don't believe in your brand, then you're not doing it right.
It's brand belief.
5G is the best, man. I can't. There's so much underrated skill on this team. I'm so happy that we recruited them. And our players are the reflection of 5G, and they're doing an amazing job, and they deserve more and more than the recognition that they're getting already. To be honest with you, they should be considered they should be considered the top of the top if they're not already, because our players are amazing, man. It just goes to show. I mean, 27 people qualified for heats, 27.
Yep.
So that shows something. But yeah, so that's that question. Are
It's the
there any
last
more
one I
questions?
had.
Okay, so yeah, I think that covers most of it. I did want to touch, just have me and Gator touch on a couple things. If I I'm a very I just want to touch on the base that if I don't get back to you, and this even goes for my players, my managers, all that. I just want to be very upfront. If I don't get back to you right away, just know that I work like I said, I'm a electrical foreman. I work 60 hours a week. I also am part owner of a barbershop. This is this little logo here. So I am going back and forth there as well. And then I'm running this organization with Gator. I obviously do most of the Fortnite stuff. Gator does more of all the other stuff. So it's a large amount of work. Um, it's very time consuming. It's very stressful at times. But in the end, I think it's going to be worth it. I really hope it is worth it. Um, this is, like I said, this is our dream, and I know this is one of Gator's dreams as well. The goal is, to eventually have some type of headquarters for 5G. Obviously, we're not at that point yet, but we want to be a legitimate organization. But life, sometimes life is a little bit more important than the dream. Then that's again just life. Um, but yeah, what you got?
I got one thing and one thing only. If you at me in a DM, I'm not going to be nice about it. I will not, especially not at 3 o'clock in the morning. If you need to send me a DM, regardless of what platform it's on, send me the DM. I check all of my DMs. If you send me a DM on Twitter, don't at me in a Twitter post. Tell me to check them, because that's going to make me delete them most of the time. I will read your DM, I promise you. Am I going to respond to every one of them? No, I am not going to respond to every DM I get. Yesterday alone, I got 73 DMs on amongst every platform. From Instagram to Facebook to Twitter to Discord. I read every one of them. Did I respond to all of them? No, I did not. And it comes to a point that, I mean, I don't want to sound harsh here, but if you come to me and tell me that you are the next Booga or the next Dr. Disrespect and you have 12 followers on Twitter, odds are if I send something back to you, it's going to be criticism or something on what you need to do to focus on building your own brand first. Mm-hmm. Because you got to remember, even as a baby, you had to crawl before you could walk. You got to build up to the point of what you want to be. That's what we're doing as an org. Mm-hmm. We're still in infant stages. We're still crawling. We're just now learning how to pull up and hold ourselves up on the wall.
And that's the thing too, is we're learning. We are going to make mistakes. We are going to do stuff that not everyone's going to agree with. So just bear with us, grow with us. Again, we appreciate all the support, all the followers, and we appreciate you guys sticking with us through the highs and the lows. But yeah, I think I just want to reiterate we're happy to be where we're at, and we're just gonna keep going up, man. We're not giving up anytime soon. We're going full throttle. I have some things in live coming up that's gonna help the org, I hope. And we're always, again, I'm just gonna throw this out there as well. We're actively looking for sponsors and investments, obviously, to help grow the brand. So if you do know anyone or any sponsors want to reach out to us, Either, we have our website with the emails, we have our Twitter DMs, or, our Discord. Just reach out. We're trying to make a deal, and we're trying to reach out directly to sponsors as well, because that is how the esports works. But we have everything ready for that, so let us know. But I think, that pretty much covers everything we want to do with this podcast. We're going to try to do this podcast. This is more of an informational podcast. Me and Gator do want to do this on a more frequent basis, hopefully like at least twice a month type thing, if we can, even once a week. But this one's more of an informative. The next ones are going to be more of what's going on that week, or even what, not just in gaming but in real life. We're going to try to have guests here and there. I don't know if you guys watched or listened to Hex's Optic Hex, his podcast. I really like the way he does his. He has guests every now on every and it just makes the content and the overall, how do you say it? Vibe, So I do. If you want to be on this 5G podcast, hit my DMs or hit Gator's DMs. If it's content creators, players, owners of other organizations, businesses, or whatever it may be, hit us up. We'll talk to you and try to get you on this podcast. This is something me and Gator really want to do, and try to make a more frequent thing. We are again. Go ahead.
With that being said, I want to do a shout out to all the other orgs on NA West. If any of y'all would like to get together to do a roundtable one day, do a podcast on it about the state of being a small org growing, getting to any size that you are, hey, hit us up.
Yeah,
we're all down for it. We want to collab with everybody.
Yeah, we just want to help everyone grow. We want to make something entertaining for the community, have their thoughts on what we're doing, what you guys are doing. Overall, just have a good time and just talk. That's what podcasts are for. Just talk and have an audience to talk to. So again, this is just a informative podcast. This one was, but the next ones are going to be more content based, more like talking around amongst each other. Not so much as just 5G. We are going to try to have like a monthly 5G update video, not necessarily a podcast. But that's going to be a little bit shorter, probably like a 5-minute video, just either me talking or Gator talking or a manager talking or someone. Just basically going over what happened that month. We are going to start, trying to kick our content game up, try to get everything, a little bit more legit, a little bit more organized. But yeah, so expect more podcasts, more collabs, and, overall more content from 5G. And yeah, 5G on the rise. Anything else, Gator?
That's all I've got. I'm good to go.
All right, guys. So again, I'm Revo. That's Gator. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, week, whatever it may be. And, follow us on all of our socials. They'll be listed down below. And again, all the questions that were asked will be their ads will be in the description. So thanks you guys again. And peace out.
Have a good one.
Ice cream, make stars, stop 'em out. It's a man down. Baby Milo custom PC getting fanned out. Not from the block, I'm from the H and we don't play around. Catch him at a red light with a enough gun, we gon' spray him down.